if you look at the pictures of those girls, the facial expression are very, very different. Aggressive versus naive, maybe. So audience look for different style in design. In a way that they get attracted by different styles, depending on the market. So I think it's more like a cool versus kawaii. This is a good example, cool versus kawaii, right? This design differences could be applied towards any design projects. Websites. So let me move on to the websites. Some examples. Search engines. Something we do on a daily basis. Obviously, Google, you guys, I think 99% of people here use Google on a daily basis, the most popular search engine in the US. Google is really, really popular in Japan. A lot of people use it. I think about half of people use Google as the main search engine. But at the same time, Yahoo Japan still has a lot of popularity. There's a reason behind it. That's because it's got a lot of content. It's got a lot to offer on the first page, more than a search box. And basically, Google and Yahoo Japan started providing similar services, but still Yahoo Japan retains popularity in Japan, while Yahoo US is not doing a very good job, obviously. So there has to be some reason behind it. Let's move on to the e-commerce website example. This particular case, I'm focusing on the marketplace. Amazon, obviously, in the US, the most popular marketplace. Some are busy, some are loud, but still it's a lot simpler, a lot cooler compared to Rakuten in Japan. This is the most popular e-commerce site, marketplace in Japan. Lots and lots more colors, a lot of offering going on, advertising banners, points, discounts, and then really, really crazy busy. But this is something to be appreciated in the Japanese market. So obviously there are some differences. Blog sites. I'd like to talk about blog sites too. Something that you like to read the content. Medium, San Francisco company, really focus on reading the article. Easier, simpler, faster. Nothing about the content. Focus on the content. This is the most popular blog network site in the US. If you think about what's happening in Japan, this is one of them. Amigurl, provided by Fiber. So look at it. A lot of colors, a lot of pictures, a lot of links. But the content itself is a single picture, couple lines, done. So that's what we have. It's really visual oriented. UI is super clustered, really busy, but believe it or not, this is the most popular blog networks in Japan. So I think another way to translate cool versus kawaii is intuitive versus playful. So in the US, intuitiveness is a king for UI design. They use multi-wise. In Japan, you need to have some playfulness going on in order to attract the audience. Why? I'd like to explain my hypothesis. So first of all, in Japan, it's a monocultural country, highly educated, high context. So no matter what you provide, they do understand. They try to understand what you're trying to convey, and highly educated. And you don't have to worry too much about covering different type of people, different background, different beliefs and stuff. Japan is single culture country. The second is the culture of manga. So this is something a lot of people read on a weekly basis or daily basis even. And actually, not only kids, but adult people read manga on the train everywhere. This is quite surprising, but this is actually happening. So manga is full of content, a lot of colors, a lot of context going on within a single page. Illustrations and text and stories going on all the time. So people are used to reading stories on a regular basis. In the US, that's not quite happening yet, except for some poor people. The city itself. This is the picture of Shibuya. It's crazy busy. but this is their daily lives. Billboards, neon signs, and people, single shot contains thousands of millions of elements in it. So if you convert this into a website, it is absolutely okay to have multiple elements going on at the same time because people are used to understanding high context picture. If you get on a train, these are the train ads you see. And a lot of people commute on the train daily basis. That pretty much means they're used to looking at these ads on the daily basis. Lastly, this is another factor. Before the iPhone came out in 2007, these are the phone UIs that Japanese people have been using for quite some time, 10 plus years. And they have no problem using those. I don't think I can use any of those screens. This is the typical UI and the pictures and content on something called Keitai, Garake, Garabox Keitai. So before smartphone came out, Japanese people are kind of trained to use, forced to be trained, or like being trained to use these UIs, and they actually kind of appreciate this busyness, lots and lots of context in a single tiny screen. So when iPhone came out, they actually didn't appreciate too much about it because they thought it was too simple. Some of the case studies based on the learning and studies we had. Some of the projects we have done, like as I explained, Expedia's case, we try to keep the same look and feel and branding while trying to attract Japanese audience. So this is obviously the US Expedia, simple, intuitive. In Japan, same type of look and feel and branding. However, it's got a little bit more content going on, more colors and more offerings. This particular piece is line, a huge banner going on. So slight difference, but it does make a huge difference in the results. Square's case. So this particular project, we are asked to make it as consistent as possible on the branding side of the project, the Square brand. So this is the US website. The Japanese website looks really similar. The content obviously is in Japanese, and it's got slightly more going on, but very similar brand. This is another way to approach the project. Toys R Us's case, it's a toy brand, obviously, so it's really playful in the US already. And our job is to keep the brand and make it somewhat adjusted to the Japanese market. So this is what we did. Really similar, but if you see, it's a little bit more playfulness going on even for Toys R Us's case. So I'd like to summarize some of the key points for the Japanese market. More content, a single page, mostly. They do not mind reading and looking at more content on a single page. More colors, and this is something US people do not really understand why we need to have this like Christmas tree going on, but that's what they appreciate. Use of people images instead of like scenery. If you go to Japan and watch the TV commercials, there's a lot of celebrities going on in the TV commercial. So people photos are really powerful, and the less dependent on typography. This is super important. Japanese text do not look really good, or it doesn't look as good as the alphabetical text, because in the US or Roman characters or alphabetical characters, we have millions of font choices, and there are some good ones. In Japan, there are only a few because there are so many characters, kanji, katakana, hiragana, and everything. So Japanese text tend to not look really good. So you should try to reduce the text as much as you could. Instead of you want to put more photos or illustrations. That's exactly what Jill did for our Japanese website. So that's is some summary of today's presentation. Any questions? This is my account. Feel free to contact me. I'll be here obviously next 30 minutes, 1 hour or so. And last but not least, we're hiring. So if you're interested in marketer, UX designers, project managers, anything else, if you think you're qualified, please send your resume to hr@btrax.com. That actually goes to Kazu and Alex. They're all here. So feel free to talk to them if you have any questions, how much you can get, and whatever benefits like snacks and drinks and everything. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe and Manu. So we would like to move on to the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, you can ask Joe or Manu now. Yeah. So do you guys have any questions?
Yes. Well, I don't
skip the mic.
That makes it really serious.
Yeah.
Well, I don't speak Japanese. I'm from Mongolia. My name is Tsushiro. If I were interested in like applying for a job here, do you consider someone who speaks Japanese better than who doesn't, or does it really matter?
Doesn't really matter. Joe doesn't speak Japanese.
Thank you.
No, it doesn't.
So in doing localization projects, translating grants to fit for American market and translating grants fitting for Japanese market, I'm wondering if what kind of design patterns from each country do you see working in the opposite country? So what do you find valuable to retain, for example, about Japanese design aesthetics that won't work in America or works better than what we like in America? And what do you bring from America to Japan that might not be what they're used to, but works?
I think there is a universal truth in the design, which is usability. Especially in Japan, many Japanese users do appreciate the intuitiveness and easy-to-use-ness of some of the services developed in this city, like Twitter, Pinterest, Airbnb. They're all appreciated. So usability, ease of use, intuitiveness is universal. At the same time, I think Japanese design's modern cleanness and the concept of design could be used in the US market because it's somewhat clean, unique, but it's clean. The US style, I think the style that used for like a website like a Levi's or Harley Davidson, those like typical American brands, they look super unique in Japan. There's nothing like that, and people really do respect this like overseas-ness or American-ness of the design. So yeah, that kind of design, like it makes your site or yourself very unique.
So going back to what you said earlier about Japanese sites being typically busier and a lot of growth built with text and like Americans and fairly open interfaces, does it just mean that the Japanese have a willingness to go through all that content, slash it's what they're used to and what they've come to expect, but it's not necessarily easier to use? Is there that willingness?
It's a willingness plus the feeling of security that pages are filled with something. Yeah, if it's not filled with things, they feel a little bit insecure.
That doesn't make them uncomfortable?
It's just a little bit uncomfortable not having much going on the page.
Okay.
Yeah, so still like a lot of advertisement sites or landing pages in Japan have moving elements. Like it's not flash anymore, but obviously HTML5, CSS3, like a dynamic elements going on, and it's really typical like campaign websites. People will be attracted by those dynamic looking elements.
Okay, sorry, I have one more question.
Yeah.
So does that mean that if you were to task like an American person with this, like if you had to use ability to task A version of Japanese people
Yeah.
and B version of American people, it's like this actually it's the same site. Does that mean Japanese people would be able to find something much faster and quicker than the American audience on the same cluttered site?
In a way, yes, because one of the reasons is Japanese kanji, the Chinese characters, that provides a lot more meaning within the short amount of text. So when Twitter launched in Japan, not in Japan, but launched, more Japanese people appreciated the service because within 140 characters, you can say 3 times more things in Japanese. That means in a short text, I think it's same thing goes in Chinese case. Even if it's really short, you can understand what the sentence is saying. But in the US, you need to have like 3 lines in order to explain the same context. So like boom, 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 like 3 different, it's almost equivalent to 3 different paragraphs, but you only have 3 different lines. So yeah, that could be another factor. Yeah.
Any questions?
So, are you saying that maybe Japanese would like to see more information to make a decision on whether or not to go further?
Yeah, I do think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, how do you balance that sort of like a lot of text, a lot of information? Because I mean, all the examples you showed here are desktop screens,
Right.
and then you bring it into mobile, and then you've got a smaller screen, smaller space, more clutter, more information. So what is the best way when you're designing a website for mobile and desktop with all these different devices that are out there now, balancing that sort of imagery with the text? Is there any sort of formula?
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? So I find many Japanese sites try to put everything on the mobile site in the vertical way. So it's got a lot of scrolling going on. The US's case, it requires more like tapping to go to the next page. When we are to design a website for mobile in Japan, we try to put more things in a single page with more scrolls. Yeah, because it's a lifestyle too. Because a lot of people in this country drive, and they don't have chance to scroll around. They just display things in a single page. In Japan, a lot of people get trained, so they have time to scroll up and down. So yeah, that's our theory. Yeah.
Just a question about like client management, working with clients.
Yeah.
The difference between working with American clients and Japanese clients.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's always challenging, isn't it? So I think U.S. clients, they want explanations why all the time in logical ways. In Japan, things are more nuanced based, and it's a pros and cons, I think. For the US clients, if you can explain in logical ways, then they'll understand, they will trust you, and whatever you present, they will trust you. Because it's really hard for them to see how Japanese users will react to a design we designed in Japanese. So you need to explain things in numbers and context and logical ways to gain trust. Once you get the trust, then it makes your job a lot easier. In Japan, Japanese clients, things are more nuance-based. That could be translated into more human relationship-based. You get trust from Japanese clients by going out for a drink, talking something small talks, jokes, like, I don't know, like, human relationship. Once you establish a relationship person-to-person level, then they'll trust you for your ideas of design. That's something I learned. I mean, obviously, skills, design quality, obviously, but when it comes to like a client relationship, yeah, that's how I feel.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a student at GA, and we're doing like website design or lead design or whatever, and we do a lot of prototyping and usability tests. And I was just wondering if you're designing a product for users in Japan, how do you conduct the usability test?
That's a really good question, and that's I would say that's almost like 50% of our projects are related to either market research or user testing in different markets. We do it in the US, Japan, and China for market research and testing users' behaviors and preferences in data. So I think that's the first step of UX design process, and our clients request us to go through the user research as a first phase of the project, and then we move on to the design phase. So in a way, we don't accept any projects that start from design phase. We always request clients to go through something we call discovery phase that includes market research and user testing. And we do get a lot of talented candidates from GA, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah, we have interviewed like 20, 30 candidates from GA. They're all talented. They're all skilled. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I know that you're only the business to do like instant messaging or something. I'm just curious, do you have any insight on why, like, so for example, Line is the largest instant message application in Japan versus like a lot of like US users, they use like Messenger, like back in Facebook or like WhatsApp or those kind of applications.
Okay, so Messenger, US, what did you explain about Japan?
Like in Japan, like
Yeah.
people use Line.
Line, okay.
Right, and then versus
Yeah.
like here,
Yeah.
people use like Messenger.
That's okay.
Why the market couldn't emerge or why
Exactly.
one is like
Right.
over the other?
I think that there are two factors here. First, the way those services evolved. In the US, we had SMS, simple messaging, right? That's enough. That's all we needed. Pre-smartphone era, we already had these short messages. That moved into still keep like SMS and maybe Snapchat or WeChat or something. In Japan, people used to use emails on cell phone, and as a matter of fact, there's something called like cell phone email, cell phone specific email addresses. So if you sign up with one of the company like Docomo, you get @docomo.co.jp address. That's all you have. So people used to communicate via emails, and then there's something called like smartphone comes out, and they had to shift from email to something else, and there's Line which can import phone numbers and addresses to create a contact list. So that the migration from email to Line made a lot more sense than migrating from email to SMS, because you need to create the contact list all over again. So that's one of the factors. Another factor is something called stamp. You know, stamp like snap. Yeah, it's not text but the characters. And obviously, Japanese people are big on emoji already at the Keitai era. So SMS doesn't quite cut because SMS doesn't have emoji at that time. You could create like an ASCII emoji, but that was not enough. And Line came with a lot richer, larger emoji, which is sans. So they are more accepted. That would be my theories.
And then, is that the reason you think more Line became popular in the US?
That's challenging, isn't it? For example, I use Line only with friends in Japan. The reason why I don't use that in the US is simply because I don't have friends using Line. It's a chicken and egg. And by the time Line tried to come to the US or go global, we already had Facebook messages available in most people. So it was quite challenging. When Line was released in Japan, not many people were using Facebook yet. So it was good timing. I think it's all about the timing, market entry timing.
I have a question.
Question to Joe?
Maybe to both of you, I guess. Question about typography. You mentioned that it's to try to avoid Japanese cultures because all the complex characters and the smaller font families that are available. But if you're taking an English site and you're converting it to be to work in Japan, and we have all of our different font families, and we have font styles like italics, bold italics, underline, and all that stuff. What's kind of like the best practices, kind of taking it from Latin character as well as styles to Japanese sites?
So in Japan, essentially there are only two things you can control, which is the serif versus sans serif. We call it Gothic versus Mincho. So there's the font face, typeface with serif or without serif in Japan. It's called Gothic, sans serif, Mincho serif. That's something you can match, and the weight, different weights. So those are the two big ones. You need to match with what's being used in the US or alphabetical characters. When it comes down to the specific font faces, there are free fonts or like semi-free fonts like Hiragino or MS Gothic or something. Or you could buy very expensive licensed font set for Morisawa. And Morisawa looks super good, but it's not cheap. I forgot the license fee, but it's like in a way, like in a case like you need to pay $1,000 per month for using the license. But the good news is Adobe Typekit included this expensive Morisawa as a default font within Typekit. So as long as you have Adobe Creative Cloud, those fonts come with it. And as long as you use Morisawa matching serif and sans serif, you should be fine.
What about sizing?
Sizing, oh yeah, that's a really good question. So, for example, CSS, this is something I talked to Joe when he was designing our site. You might need to reduce the size by 2 points